I did everything they said that was going to make me happy. I built a career. I got my own place. I went on solo trips like a pro, the best hotels, flying business, you name it, right? The works. And I stayed independent, but no one told me about how lonely I was going to be on those trips. Being successful looks really good on the outside, but and I'm proud of everything that I did. Don't get me wrong. Like, alhamdulillah, I'm very proud of all of my accomplishments, but it was very lonely. I feel very lonely all the time. Success doesn't check in on you when you're spiraling at home. Doesn't check in with you when you're having a bad day. Doesn't check in with you when you miss your family back home. Don't get me wrong. Like, being strong got me very far in my career, and I'm very proud of everything that I've done, but I'm done pretending that I'm okay, because I'm not.
So the caption was funny on this one because it said something along the lines of, why doesn't anybody tell you how lonely it is when you're successful and single? Men do. They literally do tell you you're going to be lonely. You're going to be a boss babe, but you're going to be lonely.
Okay, so I'm at the gas station this morning pumping my own damn gas in a little workout outfit. You know, I'm cute. Hair's last night's hair, makeup's last night's makeup, but they don't know that, okay? So, fine ass dude pulls up behind me. He had to go inside and prepay his gas, but we won't hold that against him. Comes out, I'm still pumping my gas. Don't say nothing, you know, what's up? But no. So I get in the car when I finish, and he pulls up on me. He rolls down the window, and I look over. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I just wanted to let you know that I think you're truly beautiful. Not hitting on you or anything weird. Just wanted to let you know I think you're beautiful. I thought it was a very nice compliment until we saw the wedding ring. And then we were reminded that we hate men and y'all are thirsty.
I think at some point in time, it would be great if some of these ladies just got over themselves.
I don't think I could date somebody that's hotter than me. And no, because no, wait. Not because I'm a jealous little freak. No. It's when I show my friends or girls that I know, like, oh my God, yeah, this is him. And their first thing that they say is, oh my God, where'd you find him? Oh my God, how'd you pull him? What? Like, immediately my game starts getting questioned. Like, that was not on the table. That was not on the table. Do you not think I'm pretty? Like, I immediately, like, my own friends make me insecure. Like, no, what do you mean? Where did I find him? No, he found me. No, so it's not for me. I'm not one of those warriors. I've got to stay on my league. So.
I'm not trying to be mean, but if I come home from another long, hard day of work and I see these cavemen-looking men in my Hinge likes, I'm literally going to put rocks in my pocket and walk right out into the bay. Go ooga booga somewhere else. Ooga booga out of my DMs. I cannot do this anymore. Go rub some sticks together and make fire or draw on some cave walls or whatever you're supposed to do, but you're not welcome here.
And this is why New York will forever be undefeated. New York men, not all, but a big chunk of you are undefeated. Look at what I'm wearing today, right? Look what I'm wearing. So I'm walking, I got my phone, just trying to go where I got to be. And this dude says, God bless you. You look like a sexy ass Popeyes cashier.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
The second line is the single most important part of approaching someone while out, and here's why. For all my single kings trying to approach a woman in person this summer, if you see someone who's cute while out, you should absolutely go up to her and be ready with your compliment. Literally 100% of women will be like, thank you, appreciate it. And if she still is standing there after that without making her departure, without looking to a friend, blah, 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 you have a shot. But I fear in today's dating culture, we have lost the plot of the second line. And what I mean by second line is what you say after the woman receives the compliment, in which you should be like, my name is so-and-so, what's your name? What brings you here tonight? Literally, have you been here before? It can be anything, but you cannot just stand there in silence if you want to keep this conversation going. And if a woman is on the fence about whether she's into this or not, it's the second line and how smooth you are that will seal the deal for you.
What do women need to do to make men feel safe within their vulnerability and their emotions?
I think women need to stop throwing things back in men's faces. I think one of the main reasons why men start to retract and feel like they can't just be open and honest, they can't just keep it a buck, is because women get offended, they throw it back in their face later, they try to guilt them, wrong them, or shame them for certain things. And it's really unfortunate because A man already has to be tough in the world by nature.
Right.
So when he comes home, it should be a safe space.
Right.
And if he's not able to just have those conversations with you, like, hey, like, you know, I'm struggling with the desires of my heart, or hey, I'm really exhausted from work, although a man's probably not going to say that, nor is he probably going to share his emotions. But I think that it's a beautiful opportunity to find a woman and choose a woman and stick with a woman that allows you to be safe inside of your masculine and your feminine, because we all have both.
So I've come to find out that Black women are calling the artist Maya, the girl that made the She Was a Fairy song, ugly. And between that and then the negative feedback that I've also seen from Black women about that 12-foot statue of the full-figure Black woman in Times Square, I've come to realize something. We are the problem. Yes, of course, white supremacy is also an issue, but forget them for a second. Let's just focus on us. We don't like ourselves. That's the issue. And because we don't like ourselves, when we see representation of an average Black woman like that statue, she brings out our insecurities. And then we start spewing hateful comments about each other. The statue of that woman is not the problem. Thomas J. Price, who created the statue, is not the problem. Maya, who made the fairy song, is not the problem. It's you. You are the problem. I think it's interesting because the Black community is always saying we need to come together. Well, we can't, because
you haven't even taken the steps to decolonize your mind. So until that's done, we can't come together.
It's 2025, and I feel like men today are more than the y'all cry literally for everything and anything. Y'all love to play the victim in scenarios that you've created. Okay, let me start off by saying that. Now, why I am saying this is because I have one male coworker who literally destroys the team morale ever since he's gotten here. This piece of literally, when he got transferred over, told me, "Oh, I'm surprised you guys even took me because my attendance suck." So not only did you just tell me that you either call out a lot or you're late a lot. So thank you for that. Which happened to be true, because this month late every time I can't remember the last time he came in on time. And then on top of that, saying some manipulative ass my other coworker, talking about oh, I was purposely late all last week to see if anybody would help me set up the kitchen. First off, you're already late, and why the fuck anybody help you? News flash, no one's gonna. Because if you weren't such a big, we would help you. But seeing as you came in this bitch talking about, oh, I came from $1 million store, yada, 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 you can't even keep up with this one. And we are slow. We have rushes. But my guy, if you came from $1 million store, you would know exactly what the fuck to do with this store. And he's one of those, like, he can't stand when women tell him anything. He don't like women in authority. He don't like women, period. Okay? Like, he's already gotten into it with one of my friends who is quiet as a mouse, doesn't bother anyone, and she works her ass off every time she works, and he decided to go at it with her? You've been on the shit since you farted here. And you wanna tell people I don't like Chris and Lilo. Chris is my man. I don't like Chris and Lilo because they're mean. No, baby, you don't like Chris and Lilo because we're realish. You've never met someone like that. We're not gonna sugarcoat. You're lazy as fit it together or transfer out. Bye-bye.
What does it have to do with men in general, though? You're literally talking about one guy.
Hey, quick side note from our previous video. A rule that I follow, I forgot who I got this from, but a rule that I follow is she can go from yes to no, but she cannot go from no to yes. Let me explain. If me and a bit hot and heavy and she says no, that's cool. But if she turns around and says yes after that no, she's not able to do that. I'm keeping myself safe.
So I just heard on the radio that 60% of married couples do not sleep in the same bed. Excuse me? See, that's why y'all be divorcing. You wake up salty because your feet are cold. And you're waking up with no morning sickness. How's that working out?
The reason why the dating pool is so trash is because of us. The women, I'm gonna explain. Women are so brainwashed that if you're single and that you're not committed or have a ring on your finger, that you could talk to whoever you want to talk to. You could date who you want to date. You can have sex with who you want to have sex with. We're brainwashed to think that. Listen, ladies, when I tell y'all, that's nasty. It says a lot about us as women if we feel like just because we're not in a committed relationship that we could do whatever the fuck we want. Why is it that what we want is to be outside? Why is it that what we want is to have a roster? That's a problem. And then y'all wonder why men treat us how they treat us is because we treat ourselves like this. Hear me out. Treat yourself as if you're sitting on the right-hand side of God. If you treat yourself like that, you will require a lot more from men and a lot more for yourself. We need to be untouchable, women. We need to make these men start working for it again. And I'm not even talking about the kitty. I don't care if you're single. Y'all need to walk around here as if you're untouchable. You do not need to have these men having access to you. I don't care what y'all say. Men just gonna be men. No, men are gonna be who you allow them to be. And if you allow them to keep coming back, if you allow them to talk to you crazy, if you allow them to keep getting the cookie and they're doing bare minimum, they're gonna keep doing it. You're gonna attract who you are. When you look in the mirror and you see a beautiful woman, a hardworking woman, you see all these good qualities about yourself, a man is going to be attracted to that and you're gonna attract that type of man. And then just imagine when you have multiple men and you start catching feelings for them, because that's how women work. We think with our heart, now we liking them. Eventually we're gonna lay down with them. If you're talking to 10 different dudes or 5 different dudes, out of them 10 or out of them 5, you're gonna lay down with at least 3. And if you ain't sleeping with 3, you're sleeping with at least 2 of them. Why? Because women are curious. We sleep with 1 and now we're curious. I wonder if number 2 is better than number 1.
I'd also like to add that just because you're buying yourself nice things, it doesn't mean that you're a good person. It just means that you're treating yourself to nice things. And I think a lot of young ladies would benefit from elevating their character.
And another thing, ladies, stop taking relationship advice from women. Like, I know I'm technically giving you advice right now, but if you like men, do not take advice from women. Ask your brother, ask your father, ask your guy friends, and actually listen to them, because they're different. Like, that post that I just made that's going viral is liked mostly by men, co-signed mostly by men. There are women arguing that it's not true. Like, I have a lot of men in my life. I know this to be the case for most men. So, yeah.
All right, and we are back continuing our series from the Heroes Coaches, Why High Achieving Women Attract Emotionally Unavailable Men, and what I like to call Soft Sundays, Mondays, Hard Truths. Took a little break there, went on vacation, so apologies for the delay. Life has been whooping your girl's ass, but I digress. Number 3, the I don't need a man identity, which I know typically that probably gets coupled into the mindset that people see of like feminist ideals, which she is a feminist, but I understand how the I don't need a man personality energy does deflect from a guy wanting to come into your life. And he says this mindset built your success, but it also put up walls. So yes, you kind of learning to do things on your own and handling things and showing that you're a capable, strong, independent woman is what made you so dope. But also sometimes there are, I won't say men, honestly, I'm gonna say boys. And also, so does the Heroes Coach. There are boys that see a woman handling things all on their own and just think, well, what does she need me for? But I think that also is a look at what they see as their value that they add to your life. So I don't understand how needing, I don't know, a guy to help carry things or whatever. Like all the little, I'm Southern, so like all the little Southern things of walking on the correct side of the road and opening doors and blah, blah. That's all very sweet stuff. But if you've been single, especially as long as I have, you're kind of used to opening your own doors, doing your own things. So it is nice when someone actually does these things for you. But also in the way of building up a business or getting, I don't know, if you start your own family by yourself, go off, or anything that you've done on your own, that is huge. And I think sometimes if boys see that, then they think, well, I'm not the provider anymore. But there's also emotional additions that I think boys don't realize that you can add to a woman's life. Like, it's not just about what you tangibly can do for someone or physically or financially providing, but the emotional connection. Like, a lot of really high achieving women feel lonely in that sense. So I think that's important for guys to realize also, and not limiting your value just on
how you can add in that way to a woman's life. Like sometimes we just want someone to share our lives with and talk to and laugh with, and I feel like that gets lost a lot of the times. Some of the other things that the Heroes Coach says is the I've got this, you're not needed, like mindset is exactly what we then attract, because then if guys feel like they're not needed, then they don't show up, or when they're in a relationship with you, they don't step up, don't help with things. They become, let's see, it says this energy attracts emotionally passive men, lazy lovers, and men who demand like a child or wait to be told what to do. Woof. So it definitely says like it attracts boys, not men, which can confirm, because a real man will see that his value is not just based on, I don't know, being told what to do. Like he'll step up and see the pockets of how he can support you in other ways, emotionally, I don't know, spiritually, laughs, you know, just different things. So I understand that. And I actually have a little story time about this. So at my job, I was carrying, this is not like on a relationship level, but I was trying to like carry this giant ladder. And this guy came over and he was like, do you need, he's like, here, let me take it. And I was like, no, I got it. And he just silently took the ladder out of my hands and went, you're still a strong, independent woman. Let me help you. And I was like, okay, you see me. So allowing them to help in some instances, especially when they're stepping up and just offering to help, huge. Because on the adverse side of that, I saw literally 2 days ago, I was driving around LA and I saw a woman having her baby strapped to her back and carrying 2 giant Trader Joe's duffel bags. And her, I assume, husband was walking along with her, easy breezy, swinging his arms, free. He was completely free. And I was like, this is what he's talking about. This is what the Heroes Coach is talking about. Now, I don't know the dynamics of these people's relationships. I didn't see them, but I will say, she literally attracted this man, clearly, who thinks I can just hang and let her carry 2 full duffel bags and our child while I swing my arms in glee on the weekend. And that is crazy work to me. So, and that's, I think, honestly, my biggest fear in being this like independent self, is that I'm going to attract someone who thinks, okay, well, since she's got it, I don't have to help. And that is not true. You still should offer. And even if they, I don't know, hard-headed and go, no, it's okay, I got it. You still should be more forceful and go, no, let me help you. You're carrying a lot. I got you. The I got you from someone for an independent girly, whoo, that could make me cry, honestly. Like, I'm a Leo, but I'm a Cancer moon, okay? That would fold me. Just I think if men realized that they did the step up and the I got you, we would break for you. I swear to God. So, the lesson this week, we'll be focusing on trying to let others help us and not give the idea off to men that we don't need you at all. It's okay to let them in a little bit. We gonna try.
I think also to add to this, there's a lot of men out there that will bring the emotional component for what these women are looking for. But somewhere, somehow or another, that 6 feet, 6 figures gets reintroduced back into the conversation. And I'm not talking about in terms of, oh, he's got to be 6 feet. I'm talking about in terms of, well, he's got to make a certain amount of money, or he's got to be a certain level of attractiveness. And we're not talking about, oh, I'm not attracted to him at all. We're talking about he's got to be ultra attractive. He's got to pass the vibe check for the group, for the friends group. Not he's attractive to me. I love him. He looks great. He works for me.
You expect to be treated a certain way, you will be treated a certain way. When I was younger, I was told keep your hopes high, expectations low, but I don't think so. My expectations are through the damn roof, and if I don't get what I want, I walk. Like, that's the type of certainty that you need to be on.
If you guys ever wonder what it's like to date as a bigger girl, here it is. I had been seeing this guy for a few weeks, and we were out and about, just shopping and just doing whatever. And he looked at the back of my legs and he was like, what is that? And he thought that I was literally self-harming. Yeah. And he was like, you can talk to me anytime you need. Like, I'm here for you. No, baby, those are stretch marks. I had never been so mortified in my life. By the way, that man is my husband now.
Why are there so many women against doing paternity tests when the baby is born? I just made a video about the Laura Owen situation, a woman who accused the Bachelor Clayton Echard of being the father of her child, being indicted for paternity fraud.
I used to be one of those women who thought it was borderline disrespectful, showed trust issues if you asked your woman for a paternity test after she birthed your child. And then the more I thought about it, the more it started to make sense. Because if you watch majority of the videos on my channel, you see that I call out women for a lot of the ways that this sexual revolution culture has pushed on women, and women have taken it and promoting it and saying sprinkle, sprinkle, all that stuff, right? And so if men are encountering those type of women, and not saying that's the woman he's going to marry, but majority of y'all are having children and y'all not married, right? I don't find it to be a problem at all for him to ask for a paternity test, because you birthed the child. You know that's your child. But with the way that women like to stick up for other women and the way our society is going, I don't think it's wrong for something else to give that man that confidence that that's his child. I feel like it's a bunch of women who messed it up for everybody. Okay, now we need to double check, because a lot of women are messy. A lot of women do a lot of things. Men are messy too, so don't act like I'm not calling out men. Men cheat too, but they're not the one birthing out the baby. And unfortunately, we have things like paternity court because a lot of women are messy. Unfortunately, a lot of women do get rid of their babies, you know, call it women's rights, but really their legs was open to multiple men at the same time frame. And because they're not sure, and they might not be one of the women who want to just pin it on the guy who would be the best father, they sometimes get rid of their children, right? That happens. That's a thing. So I don't blame a man for wanting a paternity test. Now, if a man wants it in marriage, I don't really blame him either. I don't feel like it's wrong. Like, he just wants confidence. I don't really even feel like a prenup is bad. Like, you're not planning for things to fail and to go wrong, right? But you're covering your bases. That's the reasons why we get homeowners insurance. That's the reason why we get car insurance. That's the reason why we get all those things, right? It's insurance. Because he's about to raise this child for the rest of that child's life. And he just wants insurance.
I know way too many girls that they're like, they broke up with their ex-boyfriend and then the ex-boyfriend ends up going for like someone like way younger. We should be concerned, right? I feel like I know way too many girls where I'm like, oh yeah, my ex like actually broke up, like was with an 18-year-old, and they're like, wait, same? And we're like 24, like 23, 24 years old. What are you doing? And then like some of their exes are like older than them. They're like 26. And I'm like, how is this? Is this universal? Are you guys sick? Like, how is it? How are we relating that much to something like that? Because I have met multiple girls who have said that. And they're like, yeah, no, it's really weird. Like, all of a sudden I found him in like a college freshman dorm. One girl was like, yeah, I remember I saw that he was like hooking up with someone, and I looked at her bio and it said class of like 2027. Class of 2027? Because how do you go from a girl who's like paying all her bills, working like a 9 to 5, and then to a girl that's like, hey babe, I'm going to the frat tonight? I just don't understand.
Are there any men that are over their exes? Any?
Something? Maybe you don't, because I've been talking all morning. But I don't care. I'm going to say it anyway. I will not post food anymore on my story, like my regular story. I'm only going to post it on my close friends because he's so audacious these days. It'll be the ugliest little toad that'll be like, oh, you could cook me a plate. What? Eat rocks.
And again, I say, I think it would be great if at some point in time, some of these ladies just got over themselves.
Single ladies, I want to know how you would prefer a man sets up a first date with you. Would you rather him plan the whole thing, pick the place you're going to go, the venue with no input from you, just make the plan, tell you where to go, what time, all of that? Or would you rather have him give you the option of 2 different places, say he picks 2 different restaurants or 2 different bars, coffee shops, whatever, and says, which one of these would you prefer? I'm curious which you would like better, because I do hear from a lot of the gentlemen that they're always like to ask for input and make sure that the woman is interested in the place that they're going. But I do hear from the ladies that they like a man who can make the plans and not have to plan anything themselves.
So this guy that I'm talking to recently asked me if I can cook, and I didn't get upset because it's a normal question when you're dating, but a really simple recipe came to mind and I really want to share it with y'all. So it's only 3 ingredients. All you need is a paper plate, a slice of bread, the audacity of a man with nothing to offer, another slice of bread, mash it down, chips if you must. I know y'all wondering how she about to eat this. Pick it up, drop the bread.
I was just watching a video from the New York Times where they were interviewing a man who I've never heard of before, so I can't speak to his qualifications. I can't speak to like his general vibe as a commentator, but he's supposedly a marriage and family therapist, Terry Real, or Terry Real, I don't know, and he was talking about like the crisis of men and why men are depressed and the problems with how we socialize men. And it was so interesting. I couldn't stitch it, honestly. Like I'm not going to take a video of it. You can find it. It's on the New York Times' main page. But he starts off with talking about how the beginning of the clip is when women are depressed, they're depressed. when men are depressed, they become alcoholics, they, go into violent rages, etc. And he starts there. And then he progresses to, you see a flight into addiction or grandiosity. That I thought was great. I was like, yep. But then the clip keeps going. Goes for like another 30 or 40 seconds. And by the end, we've come to the conclusion that it's the way we socialize men to toxic independence, toxic individualism, and disconnect. And I just thought, no. This is what's wrong with this entire conversation. I mean, there are so many things wrong with this entire conversation. One of the main things wrong with this entire conversation is that the conclusion they always come to, because they never consider patriarchy, they never concede patriarchy, they never concede the violence and oppressive nature of patriarchy when they have these conversations. So because they don't account for that, they start in the right place and then invert and end up with the exact wrong conclusion. Having a man be depressed and not socializing him to be a person in the world, socializing him, combining the things of a man having normal human feelings of depression, of sadness, with the way that they are socialized to be oppressors, ends up in a situation not where they are disconnected, but where they impose their sadness, their depression on everyone else as a flight into grandiosity, where their feeling has to be externalized and ruin everyone else's life. That's what's actually happening. It's not that they're disconnected from people. It's not that they're so independent. It's that they are socialized that they cannot have a feeling without making it everyone else's reality. That they're socialized that they are entitled to make their feeling everyone else's reality. They are not indeed disconnected. They are ruling over, oppressing other people with their flights to addiction and grandiosity. They are oppressing other people with their emotions that they are socialized to inflict upon everyone in the vicinity. They are socialized to inflict their emotions upon the world. Now, to the extent we're saying they're disconnected, they don't know how to just connect and sit with the feeling and reconnect in a healthy way. Sure, that's true. But it's not helpful at all to say that men are disconnected from each other and say, oh, that's so sad, which is where we always end up when we're having these conversations. When we avoid talking about patriarchy, we always say, oh, that's so sad. We end up indulging them even more, indulging their presumed right to inflict their sadness on everyone else by making it anger, by making it rage, by making it addiction, by making it philandering, by making it cheating, by making it violence. We're not going to get anywhere in the conversation. Yes, men are disconnected, but the answer isn't that we all indulge them more. It's that we force them to confront the reality that when they are socialized under patriarchy, they're socialized not just to sublimate their own feelings, but to inflict those feelings on other people in a way that is oppressive and inappropriate. And that needs to be confronted. Until it is, we'll never go anywhere in this conversation. We'll never make any progress in this conversation.
It sounds good until it doesn't. Have you forgotten about Me Too, 4B, feminism, believe all women? We're going to do this. We're going to withhold that. We're going to shave our heads. Happy wife, happy life. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Are you joking right now?
Summer checklist. 1, get yelled at by my man for drinking too much. Because I gotta know you care. 2, beat my baby daddy up. Again. 3, warm up a honey bun for 2 minutes and throw it at my man's back for dubbing 40 of my calls in a row. Yeah, try that if you want to. 4, get my carry. 5, suck. 6, have a pillow fight with my cousin. But here's the plot twist. My pillowcase has my gun in it. 7, become a mechanic. So every time he's up, I can take the motor out of his car. Honorable mention, get so thick, I start receiving BBL allegations. It's gonna be a lit summer.
I don't know where you guys even find all these terrible people. Where do you find these men? Where do you find these women? Where are they? And why can't I see them? If you meet a terrible person once, that's really unlucky. But if you keep finding these people somewhere, I don't know where you're searching for them, but if you keep meeting these people, why don't you ever ask yourself what these people have in common? What's more likely, that everyone else on this planet who has a good relationship and who has friends and who has a good life, that all these people are lying? Or is it more likely that you keep yourself in some unfortunate cycle where you only meet people that you don't like, that you don't get along with, that don't treat you well? Is that possible? Don't know what you're doing, but you're obviously doing it wrong. Stop doing it wrong. First step is that you understand that there are all kinds of people out there. There are people out there that you wouldn't even know exist. There are issues out there that you wouldn't even know exist. There's also a lot of positive stuff that you don't even know exists. If you want things to be different, you have to be different first. If you don't know how, follow this channel. Ask. Do something. It all starts with you.
Normalize dating within your IQ bracket, because I can't keep explaining basic life facts over oxtail and rice. Love is cute and all, but if you ask me one more time if almonds are dairy because they're in the milk section, I am going to block you on WhatsApp. Personally, I am very self-aware and I know my intellectual limitations, so I am not asking for a Nobel Prize winner. It is not asking for too much to require the person you're dating know that Bluetooth isn't a dental issue. Just imagine being on a date and the man tell you, so wait, daylight savings is actually real? And even more annoying is when they hit you with the classic, I'm not slow, you know. I'm just low-key and weird. What? Sir, you are not low-key and weird. You're chronically ungoogled. At this point, it is not a date. It is a TED Talk for toddlers. Please, save us from the drama and the frustration. Simply date within your IQ level.
Let me read you something here. Daylight saving time is not a natural phenomenon, but rather a man-made construct. It's a temporary adjustment of time primarily used to shift the hours of daylight to the evening during the warmer months. While it's a deliberate change made by governments and societies, it is not an inherent part of the Earth's natural rhythm. Y'all are from basically the same place. You know this. You should have just said, yeah, man, over here in, I think you said you're from Texas. Yeah, over here in Texas, it is. Over here in the States, it is. Maybe not in the islands where we're from, but in Texas, it's very much a thing. Stop trying to act like men are so dumb. It's not a normal thing that happens in all parts of the earth.
The snap. This is the right. I got snapped briefly. This how you know women know it's because they don't teach their sons that you don't take the Cheesecake Factory. You take it to State 48 on the first date. They don't tell their sons, you know what you should do? You need to buy her bags, get her hair done, and get her nails done, and spend on your whole.
Just give her all your money. You spent all your money on her.
Mothers never tell their sons this hypothetical that they so-called preaching to the world. So that's how you know we're not going to let a little dirty ass girl from around the way
be dirty,
use your son for his money. There's hard working money. If your son, that's from high school.
Let's say your son work at Chick-fil-A. Your son work at Chick-fil-A. Matter of fact, the piggyback on that, your son work at Chick-fil-A. He get a little check. He come home. Now he don't got no money. And he say, Mom, oh no, I gave my girlfriend all my money.
She had to get I got Tadisha hair and nails done.
I got her nails done.
You gonna slap the shit out of him.
You gonna call him a fucking dick.
Exactly.
Don't let no little 30 girl use you. So this is where I'm like.
Is that how you would feel, Jayla J?
Yeah, well, that's unacceptable.
Moms be ready to fight the girl. Like, yo, you ain't gonna keep taking my. And I seen sucker ass. The only way they knew to keep a girl around them was to spend money. But I just don't hear that same message when raising their sons is what they preach on IG or these other
that's
places.
a fact. That's a fact, bro.
Yeah, 100.
I'm about to snap. This is the.
I need the straight men to chime in. When girls go on vacation together, they sleep two to a bed. Okay? If I'm going on vacation, 4 girlfriends, 2 in each bed. 2 beds, 1 room, normal. But I have heard from several men, everybody needs their own bed. Or one guy sleeping on the couch, one guy sleeping in a bed, one guy sleeping in a chair, and one guy sleeping on the floor. As straight men, can you not share a bed with another man? Look, please tell me, elaborate, what's going on?
I really struggle when people tell me to tap into my feminine nature or my soft girl era or all that. feminine person. I'm not a feminine person. I don't desire to be a feminine person. Femininity is associated with softness to me. I'm not a soft person. Being soft to me is a form of weakness. I'm not weak. So I don't like it. And I hate when people try to make it seem like it's something that's within me that I simply need to pour out, but it's not. That's just not in my nature. The average woman, if they feel like that's in their nature, that's fine, so be it, but that has nothing to do with me. Also, again, I don't desire to be a feminine person, so why would I go seeking something that I don't want? Like, that's not me. And I really struggle with people thinking that just because I'm a woman, I'm supposed to be feminine or soft. I'm not. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm not that person. I really struggle with this because I don't feel like people are allowed to be who they truly are and who they want to be, because society is so adamant on telling people how they should be based on their gender alone or based on what other people do. And I hate that. It makes my butt itch so bad. I hate it. I'm not feminine. I don't want to be feminine. Like, people think I'm weird for saying that, but I think they're weird for not believing me when I say it.
I hear where you're coming from, but who gonna be the women? Who gonna be the women?
Y'all know what's scary about dating right now is, for myself, I don't know how to be another woman or the woman that I am. And the woman that I am is a nurturer. I want to feed you. I want to be your peace. I want you to come home to me. I want to cater to you. I want to do all those things. But the way real women are not valued these days is like, are we going to be single forever? Because I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I'm good for a good old U-turn on the blizzy. I do not feel like I am beside spinning the block. And if you know me and you are one of my victims, I will happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa. Tell your mama I said hey, myself back into them DMs. And if you're already asking me, what do you gain from it? Nothing. That's the point. The purpose for hitting you up is not to add nor subtract, but just doing a little recycling. And please understand that if I ever do, it's strictly for entertainment purposes. Because the truth is, Big Mama missed you. And I just wanted a little family reunion. And I just need a little reunited. And it feels so good. I don't know what you may be thinking. Ken, you so toxic. Your point is? Honestly, I really forgot my point of even saying these things. But just know that I only said this to say, if you find me doing a little U-turn on your block, just know that I come in peace. Check, please.
I don't blame men for not moving to women anymore, because obviously a certain minority of women have ruined it for the bigger population of women, because there's a lot of women that, like, if a man moves to them, they're very rude in their response. I've heard like a lot of guys say, I don't want to move to this girl or any girl because they're just rude, like in rejecting them. I don't like, if somebody was moving to me and I'm not interested, I was just like, babes, you seem really nice, you're just not my type.
Too hard.
And then also the whole feminism stuff. Like, I feel like that also ruined it for women too. Like, because women are like, oh, I don't need a man. I don't want a man. I don't want to talk to a man.
It's black feminism, not even feminism. It's black feminism that said that.
No, there's a lot of people, women. The thing doesn't matter about race.
Public service announcement for those of you that are still making content about how to find a rich man in 2025. Please deactivate your account. Sincerely, from the rest of us, we don't care. Deactivate your account or find new content.
Okay, so I just want to say this, like, stop being that type of woman that goes out here and seeks after a certain type of man because you feel like being with that type of man that makes a certain type of money is gonna give you a certain lifestyle. Because I used to dance, and like every dancer want to be taken out the game by a rich man and, you know, live that life. And like, I've met a lot of rich dudes and they don't all have the same personality. Like, it's some rich dudes that don't wear designer, so they're not gonna let you spend their money on designer. You know what I'm saying? It's some rich dudes that they make over 6 figures. They have businesses and they still make their girl go 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that just because you get with this certain type of dude that you about to be this kept woman. Cause it's some dudes that regardless how much money they making, they don't want no woman. They don't want a housewife. Like, that's not something that every man want. Like, that's not just a broke man thing. So yeah, and some of them just might not even ever take you seriously enough to do that for you. So I just want to say that.
A rich man. I see a rich man in your future. Very wealthy, very generous, very affluent, very kind, very respectful, very loving, very much giving you everything that you've wanted and even more. You have no idea how rich this man is. He is wealthy and he is kind, and you deserve it. If you've made it to this point of my video, I want you to claim it in the comment sections. I'm meeting a rich man. You're not finding the rich man. The rich man is finding you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's also going to be somebody who loves you a lot and respects you and protects you, a provider, a man that God brings into your life, a man that the universe has aligned you with. Get ready, because you are meeting a rich man.
I keep on saying it, man. I'm in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong business. If this clip can get 78,000 likes, I'm in the wrong business. I'm just going to get on here and start saying a whole bunch of nonsense.